It is literally 90 degrees in my house. My air conditioning is down. Oh, got my Dyson fan going on full blast over there. How you guys doing this morning? It's hot.
Better than you.
It's so cool over here.
It's so cool. It's so cool that Andrew Parent's Zoom just dropped. Let's go ahead and play the advertisement and get into this thing.
You just dropped?
No,
Your Zoom dropped.
No, you dropped. All right, here we go. Let's play the ad. This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io? All right, everybody, what the heck is going on with Dr. Disrespect? We all want to know. Is he ever going to live stream again? Is he done for forever? Is he going to be thrown in Guantanamo? I mean, the conspiracy theories related to Dr. Disrespect have been completely out of control. In today's episode, this isn't just a drama episode of the show. We want to talk about three things. Number one, what do we think is going on with Dr. Disrespect? We have to talk about that, and I'll cover the basics. If you guys aren't already familiar, he was banned from Twitch permanently, but Twitch hasn't said why. He's one of the top talent on that platform. They dropped a $10 million plus exclusivity agreement on Dr. Disrespect, and he was just eliminated from the #1 streaming platform for mysterious reasons. The heck is going on there? So obviously we want to cover what is actually going on. What do we know? And we'll speculate about what we think could be going on. Number two, we want to talk about Twitch. What kind of platform is Twitch? They'll just ban their top talent and then say nothing about it. Everybody else, the other 10 million streamers on Twitch, is that a platform you want to be on? One where you could be extreme eliminated for no reason and get no answer and your career's over? We're going to talk about that today. And we're also going to talk about if Dr. Disrespect does start live streaming again, which platform might he go to and how might they affect the overall streaming industry? Make sense? Ross, Perrin, are you guys ready to do this?
Yes.
They're just straight up, yes, we are ready. We are so ready. Beautiful.
Fired up.
Fired up. Okay, let's go ahead and go through one by one the information that we have been getting recently in regards to Dr. Disrespect, and I want to get your take, gentlemen, on this because we've all been following the story so closely. So here's the tweet I've got on the screen. Dr. Disrespect on June 27th, 2020, after being permanently banned from Twitch, said, Champions Club, Twitch has not notified me on the specific reason for their decision. Firm handshakes to all that gave me support during this difficult time. Signed, Dr. Disrespect. So, do you guys believe him? Do you guys think this is true? And if so, what the heck does this mean, Ross?
Well, that doesn't necessarily have to be a lie. Twitch may not have told him anything, but that also doesn't mean he doesn't know what's going on. There are a lot of reasons why, both legal or, just company policy reasons why they can't disclose what's gone on yet. I would tend to say it's probably closer to the legal aspect of things, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's doing terrible things. There's just a lot of money tied up in it. So, they may be actually incredibly limited on what they can say. We don't know what was in their contract other than it was $10 million. We've seen the contracts for these stuff. I mean, they're outrageous, some of the things that are in them. It wouldn't be surprising at all if it's just some kind of NDA in there that literally prevents Twitch or Dr. Disrespect from saying anything about why the relationship broke off, at least for a limited time.
Yeah, but you wouldn't need an NDA between those two parties. They could talk to each other. They have an agreement with each other. Obviously, telling the public about what happened would put you in legal peril. But those two parties should be able to talk to each other. And so the fact that Twitch has not told Dr. Disrespect, according to Dr. Disrespect, and Twitch has not refuted this, they haven't told Dr. Disrespect the specific reason. Maybe, to your point, they're just playing their cards close to their chest so that they can maybe avoid having to pay out $10 million plus to Dr. Disrespect, and so they can save money, perhaps? What's your take on this, Perrin?
Twitch has a really quiet PR strategy. There's no way that whatever they say publicly about this, that they win. If you think about it from Twitch's perspective, no matter what they say about Dr. Disrespect being banned permanently, they lose. So the only way they win here from a PR standpoint is to say nothing. And this also is kind of I guess I look at it as like a power play and they've done this with many bans where they just don't state why the user was banned. And they let the viewer base, the fans, disseminate why that might have been the case and figure it out for themselves. This allows Twitch a ton of power on their platform, and they're creating a precedent where they don't have to give a reasoning as to why. And they're reinforcing that with Dr. Disrespect. If the biggest, like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, talent on the platform can just get canned and Twitch doesn't have to say why, then anybody can. And this gives Twitch that power to do so. Why was Dr. Disrespect banned? I don't know. Clearly, it looks like he probably knows, or I would suspect that he likely knows why he was, or has a pretty good idea. Obviously, Twitch knows too, because they had a reason to do it internally, but they're not going to talk about it, and there's no way that we're going to be able to get them to. And it's pretty much that simple. I mean, from here on out, Twitch is going to be able to do this, and they just have. I think a day or two ago, Soda Poppin' and somebody else got banned. Twitch it wasn't a perma ban, but Twitch did not state why, and they just left the viewers and the streamer to figure out and disseminate amongst themselves as to why that might have happened. And that one's a little bit more clear cut, but still, Twitch didn't have to say anything. Twitch has all the power in these scenarios.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. We can go back and trying to figure out what happened, but is this the best thing for Twitch to do? To just leave somebody like Dr. Disrespect out to dry, or anybody else who's streaming on the platform? By them saying nothing, it actually ignites the most crazy conspiracy theories about what could go on, and it causes so much PR damage to people like Dr. Disrespect or anybody else that are banned mysteriously from the platform. I mean, Keemstar is throwing out conspiracy theories about, and there's conspiracy theories, everything from like rape to like, I've heard pedo conspiracy theories, things like he's trying to poach talent, bring them into other platforms, things like, it's because he brought up some conspiracy theorists on his stream. I mean, every freaking crazy thing under the sun is being thrown out there at Dr. Disrespect. And also, for that reason, millions of people are probably assuming that Dr. Disrespect has done one of these horrific things. That's because Twitch has said nothing. So that's brand damage. That is now permanently done to Dr. Disrespect's brand because Twitch says nothing about their talent when they ban them. Is that morally right? Is that a good look or bad look for Twitch? Is that something that creators should stand for? Should you stand behind? Should you bleed purple when they just leave talent out to dry like that? What do you guys think?
I don't know if it's Twitch that would have caused the brand damage. It's yes and no. It's kind of a gray area because the way Dr. Disrespect reacted by saying nothing for so long, that caused brand damage. I mean, at the end of the day, Dr. Disrespect's brand is his responsibility, and controlling the perception of that brand is his responsibility, not Twitch's. I mean, I'm not really defending Twitch here, but that's just a business thing. For Twitch, I mean, they don't really take any damage here. In fact, they trended for multiple days, in fact, an entire week, with the biggest internet gaming conspiracy that maybe has ever existed. And if you go by the argument that any press, even bad press, is good marketing and it helps grow your brand, Twitch is doing great. Twitch doesn't care. If Dr. Disrespect had a reason to be banned, and obviously there had to be something. I don't really think Twitch and Amazon just arbitrarily dumped this guy. There was something that happened, clearly. So I don't think it's on Twitch being necessarily the bad guy by banning and ruining someone's brand. I think whatever actions Dr. Disrespect took, whatever they might have been, and maybe they're inconsequential, we don't know, but whatever happened, something didn't agree between the two parties, and it seems to have been caused by Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Perrin.
You're good. No, you can. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I was just gonna say, let's do a show of hands real quick. Do any of us here actually believe that Dr. Disrespect doesn't know why he was banned?
Oh, he 100%. He 100% knows why he was banned.
He's got to know. He's got to
yeah, exactly. So I think just to add on to Perrin's point, when you look at it from the big picture, initially looking at it, it's definitely a bad look for Twitch. But at the same time, we're all in agreement here that he knows exactly why he was banned. So the brand damage that I don't think it's necessarily fair to say that Twitch is causing all this brand damage on him when if he knows, why doesn't he just actually say something?
I mean, he could have totally played this differently if there isn't a huge reason as to why he is banned. He could just rile up his audience and say, hey, Twitch is just arbitrarily banning people. Let's raise the pitchforks and let's take all these people somewhere else. Like, he could have literally led an anti-Twitch movement from a brand standpoint. There's so many things he could have done branding wise to kind of protect. The silence was deafening with it. I mean, it was really damning to his brand. And I mean, the Twitch put him in a position where he could hurt his own brand. Yeah, but I don't think Twitch was the one who hurt his brand.
Unfortunately, my camera blacked out for no reason, so what are you going to do? So I'm on control room cam. But Dr. Disrespect did say in a PC Gamer interview that he will not be returning to Twitch. So here's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying Dr. Disrespect is necessarily the victim entirely here, but if the NFL, for example, if one of the players in the NFL, let's say Tom Brady in his prime a few years ago, they just decided Tom Brady is permanently banned from the NFL for life. And then they said nothing about why. That would be completely outrageous. That would be totally outrageous. You would have to say why the biggest star in the NFL is banned for life. The NFL just couldn't go, and we're not going to say why. Because then conspiracy theories would go crazy. Did Tom Brady rape someone? Did he murder somebody? Did he break his contract? Did he deflate more footballs? What did he do? And then the NFL says nothing. And the Patriots don't have their star player? That would be preposterous. That is what's going on right now on Twitch. That's why I brought that up. This is in my opinion, this is a very bad look on Twitch's behalf. Twitch, they're being awful in the way that they are treating Dr. Disrespect in that regard. If Tom Brady, like in this example, if Tom Brady was out of the NFL and the NFL said nothing, they would be damaging Tom Brady's reputation and his brand so irreparably that Tom Brady should absolutely, in that case, should sue the shit out of the NFL because they are destroying his perception and his brand and his career by saying nothing. Now, if Tom Brady did something legitimate that obviously he needed to be removed, then the NFL would have to say something. But as every week goes by in this Tom Brady metaphor example, where the NFL didn't say anything, Tom Brady's name would just be dragged through the dirt and he would be destroyed. And when people like this that are superstars have their reputation dragged through the dirt for extended periods of time, that causes millions and millions and millions of dollars in damage to their personal brand and to their business. That's what I'm talking about.
This is assuming though that Tom Brady didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like, but clearly for him to like, and I think for this to be a good metaphor, Tom Brady clearly did something wrong. He knows he did, or at least we all suspect that he has a pretty good idea that he did. So we know that Tom Brady did something that the NFL banned him, but the NFL just won't tell us what it is. That's a more equal scenario because this idea that like Tom Brady is just arbitrarily canned for no reason and the NFL won't say why. Yeah, that's huge sensationalism that would not stand, I don't think, in the NFL or with sports fans, period. But if we all kind of had the idea that, yeah, we know Tom Brady did something bad, we just don't know what, that's what we're looking at here. That's the difference. Okay,
so let's talk about more Dr. Disrespect statements and what have you and how he's trying to spin this. Dr. Disrespect released, and I'm going to put it up on the screen in a moment, this thing called Alleyways, where it's just a song and his image on the screen, and people are speculating that this is him saying he's going to return to streaming. What do you guys make of this music video? Does this mean anything at all? Is this any sort of clue that he's coming back?
I don't know. That's just the honest answer. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he waited 4 weeks to say anything about this at all. And I mean, he really didn't even address it that much in the article with PC Magazine. So, I mean, I think the only acceptable answer here right now is I don't know. And I think until we can actually get an answer or some kind of actual factual clue that what he did, I don't think I feel like almost uncomfortable in a way putting that energy out there that it's going to be something bad or something good. I just don't know. I have no idea what's going through his mind right now. I have no idea what that video means. It's so random. It doesn't really fluctuate my opinion either way over what happened.
Clearly, he talked to someone who's helping him with PR, hence the PC Gamer article. He talked to somebody who is maybe a professional at damage control, although maybe not a professional at damage control. So this is part of it. It's a fluff piece. It's a marketing piece. It's to reinvigorate a little bit of his fan base with some of his brand in a positive way of some sort, followed up by the piece in PC Gamer. That strikes me as pretty typical, like kind of damage control behavior. Someone who is well versed in that they might suggest for their client to do. Did it work? I don't know. It maybe a little bit. Does it help us know anything? Of course not. It's just damage control, basically, in my mind.
That makes sense. So he did this interview with PC Gamer, and in this interview, I'm not going to waste everybody's time. He said basically nothing. And by the way, he is represented, Dr. Disrespect is represented by one of the top talent agencies in the world. And they have a PR team and a legal team that are advising him, right? And so I speculate that he did this interview with PC Gamer and he did this Alleyways video just to say something. Because as a talent, he's a showman. He's a big personality. He's all about communication. That's his style, right? That's what he has to do as a person to feel okay about the situation and to feel like he has control. But in this interview, he is trying to play it up like, you know, he doubles down on the kind of idea that he presents a metaphor here of, imagine waking up one day and you're just fired. The door's locked on your job and nobody told you why. So he's completely 100% playing the victim here and doubling down on that, because that seems to be the only leverage he kind of has with his PR strategy right now. Because Twitch has not said why he's banned, he is playing victim here. So do you think him playing the victim in this situation is helping him through this from a PR standpoint? Do you think a lot of people are sympathizing with Dr. Disrespect when he says, oh my God, I have no idea what happened and I'm the victim here and we're just trying to figure it all out? Do you think this PR play helped or hurt him?
It hurt because the only thing, because it's been so long now and we don't have and nobody has an answer, the only thing that anybody wants now is an answer as to why. So anything that is other than that isn't going to help. Like anything that is just not even breadcrumbs to that is just going to get memed to infinity. And it has been. It really has been. That interview did nothing, and from the comments and the replies, thought it was nothing. People just want to know why. And if you're not going to give them what they want, then you're just going to antagonize them more, and they're not going to believe what you're saying, and they're going to think that it's worthless. I mean, it's pretty much it. That's the only thing that we all want. We just want the answer. We just want to know why after all this time. And we also kind of want to know why we didn't get to know why. What is that reasoning? What is that question mark? And we don't know from that interview, so it was not a good interview.
Yeah, it didn't even really make sense why he did it. At that point, it's literally what that interview was the exact same to me as staying completely silent. Like it just did nothing. It added nothing to the argument either way. This is starting to feel like a situation where it's just almost like a game of cat and mouse of who is going to talk first. Because if it is something bad, and again, I don't even want to put that energy out there, and I hope to God it's not. But if it is something bad, he's obviously not going to be the first one that speaks up and says it. He's going to try and put the ball in Twitch's court to come out and say it, but Twitch isn't going to say it either, because if they come out and say it and he's not charged with anything, or, there's actually, it wouldn't kill Twitch, but it would just really hurt them because of just people saying, oh, this is speculation. You can't be putting that out there and stuff like that. So I think it's really just a game of who's going to talk first. And I don't think Twitch is caving.
That makes sense. So let's talk about what this could mean for the future, if anything, if it means anything at all, for the future of live streaming platforms and where Dr. Disrespect might go from here. In the PC Gamer interview, he did say he will not be returning to Twitch. Not that it doesn't sound like that's some kind of declarative statement. Once again, that feels like, here's what I don't like about this. This is my personal opinion. This is not the official opinion of the Digital Drop Podcast. This is my personal opinion. Dr. Disrespect's brand is built on honesty and transparency. And everything he's doing and saying right now feels dishonest, and it feels like he's hiding something huge. The whole I will not be returning to Twitch. What do you mean I will not be returning from Twitch? You were banned from Twitch.
Yeah.
The whole I don't know why I was removed from Twitch, and I don't care to talk to anybody out there in the industry who claims to know. In my personal opinion, obviously that's dishonest. If anybody out there in the audience was banned from Twitch permanently and you lost a $10 million plus contract, you don't think you'd be calling every single person you know to figure out how you just lost $10 million? Are you kidding me? It just feels so dishonest to me. And that's what makes me personally upset about this, is because I'm a huge Doc fan. I chug his content. I think he's the best as an entertainer. And I think he's amazing for streaming. And this all feels so wildly dishonest from Dr. Disrespect. And so, like, he's just so clearly lying and playing PR games here that I've lost a lot of respect for him. Pun intended, yeah. I guess. And yeah,
go ahead.
No, that was all I wanted to say about it. And so for me, whatever his next move is, I'm personally, as a fan, less inclined to even care at this point, because I don't feel like he did a lot of damage to his own brand by being dishonest throughout this process. And he would probably be honest about it if he had the moral high ground to stand on. Don't you think he would use his platform of millions of people to say, I'm being done dirty here? What the heck, Twitch? I didn't do anything. And if he truly didn't do anything wrong, don't you think he'd come out and say publicly, I didn't betray my contract. All of these conspiracy theories about women are wrong. Blah, 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 blah. You guys got to listen to me. I'm the doc. I always tell it to you straight. And his fans would believe him.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, it sounds like, well, I guess it sounds like Parent and I have been like side Twitch during this whole thing, but I think this actually plays to both sides, because there are some things that Twitch could do to lighten the load on the situation. They could easily release a press statement saying why they can't talk about it, why they can't go into detail about it, about what the reasoning is, at least something. So even if he truly, on the off chance that he doesn't know, even that alone would give him some kind of breathing room to say, okay, now I can backtrack and try and figure out where I messed up or what I did. But yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you. It's the old phrase, silence is deafening. And the silence has been increasingly deafening here, to say the least.
You know, I wouldn't say inside Twitch, but I know because I've done this strategy before. I know the marketing strategy. I know the PR strategy they're doing, and I know it works. And I know the outcome of it because I've done it for clients before, big clients in similar scenarios. If you don't say anything and you don't add to the conversation, like, you have all the power. You have all the power. And there are times where the silence can be deafening, where silence can be bad. But in this case, for Twitch, it's not. They have all the power. They're the biggest streaming platform. In fact, for them to be silent, it's kind of a power play. Like I said before, they're so big that they can someone like Dr. Disrespect, and it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Even though it probably does. But them not saying anything creates the illusion that it doesn't. So you guys have to look at this. I want to bring this back home for everybody, for other streamers watching. Branding is so incredibly important. And the way that you treat your brand publicly facing versus privately facing, you have to keep it consistent unless you do a rebrand. And you have to have some semblance of a PR strategy. Clearly, Dr. Disrespect did not have a semblance of a PR. He did not ever think he would actually need a PR strategy. And I think a lot of creators are going to fall into that pitfall until they run into this scenario. If you ever do run into this scenario, I mean, you can see the difference here where one party in this situation can be silent and it's fine. Twitch can be silent and it's totally okay. Dr. Disrespect being silent, totally not okay. There are times and periods where that strategy plays well, and there are time periods where it doesn't. If you don't know how to do that stuff, you have to get big enough to get someone who understands PR on your plate. I don't side with Twitch. I think they should be transparent, just from a moral standpoint. But from a business standpoint, they have all the leverage and all the power, and saying nothing just shows that. It actually markets them as that. It markets them as number one again. And that's a good thing for them. Like, they have this power. They can just get rid of top talent. Easy breezy. No problem. We're fine. We're number one. It doesn't even matter to us. Just shake it off. Like, think about the illusion that creates in your mind about Twitch. Like, Twitch is unbeatable. You cannot beat Twitch. And creators, we all kind of have to bow to them a bit. We have to like accept that that's going to happen. And there's not a whole lot that we can do about it, right? That's the power play. That's why silence and PR can be an amazingly strong strategy.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think something else to take into consideration is we talk about how Twitch is unbeatable, which is true. Dr. Disrespect was one of the top people on this unbeatable platform. So we have to take into consideration also that when Twitch made this move, there's no way this situation or that decision actually came lightly. I mean, they had to have been, either it was just something was just so bad where it was just an immediate, everyone's like, yep, got to go. Or they actually had to sit down and logistically think about the action they're about to take, what the consequences are going to be for themselves and maybe even Dr. Disrespect. So we have to take into consideration that the people who built Twitch into this unbeatable platform are probably a little bit smarter than all of us are and probably have their reasons as to why they acted the way they did.
You know, somebody in chat, I think it was Pat, is mentioning in chat, and a lot of people are talking about the legal items. So here's one thing we should add to the conversation. I think this was a really smart comment. Likely, after this dispute, there's probably something in their or there may be something in Dr. Disrespect's contract that, and in any talent's contract, that when they are terminated from the platform, there's a cooldown period where they are not allowed to talk about it.
That makes sense.
He probably signed a cooldown period clause, and then he can't say why he was banned. It probably gives that. He can't disparage Twitch. He probably can't do all sorts of things. His contract bans him from doing that. And if he did, he would be liable for a lawsuit. Maybe he would have to render some of the money he already received as a part of his contract back to Twitch if he did violate that clause. So that could be the reason why he is in this awkward silence period, which adds, I think, to what Perrin said a moment ago about Twitch having all of the power. They've got now 10. We're going to look at the new Streamlabs report, obviously Hatchet report, at the end of this next quarter, but they just boosted up to 9 million streamers on their platform with Mixer closing. We speculate that's going to be 10, maybe 11 million streamers on their platform. As their concurrence go up, as their revenue goes up, as their watch time goes up, Twitch has all of the power. And so this whole narrative that's happening on the Twitch subreddit and in, amongst Twitch streamers about Twitch not making quote unquote the wrong moves with their talent regularly, there's some fair arguments to be made there. But I think Perrin's point to me rings really true. It doesn't matter if they made the quote unquote wrong moves for you, the creator. They're so big at this point, they don't have to care about you at all as the creator. You need them way more than they need you. I imagine Twitch could eliminate all 10 of their top 10 talent on their platform, and they would still be just fine. Like, their numbers would have like almost no impact because all the viewers on Twitch would just go watch other streamers. What do you guys think about that? How about this scenario? They eliminate all 10 of the top 10 talent on their platform and say nothing all of a sudden. Do you think Twitch is still okay? Do you think they have that much power?
It's not going to affect them at all.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, dude, like they won't. I mean, they'll get a bunch of jaded people and jaded fans who will say bad things about Twitch and will say they lost all their favorite streamers. But the next day they'll go back over to Twitch and find somebody else. Like, it's all about the viewers. And if the viewers don't stop watching Twitch and go somewhere else, and let's be real, they're not going to, then it's all the same. It's all the same in the end. Whoever the talent, it's almost like the talent doesn't really matter. It's the viewers who is actually coming to the site to watch the content that can actually make a difference or make a say. And if they're not going other places to watch other talent elsewhere, then it doesn't matter. And so far, and if this past month has proved any litmus test, they're staying on Twitch and watching on Twitch.
That's the perfect note to end it. Oh, go ahead. One last thought from Ross. Hit it.
No, I was just going to say, it's not even really a thought. I was going to say Twitch can literally do whatever they want and look at you and say, what are you going to do about it? And the answer is always going to be nothing.
Thank you so much for listening to the Digital Drop Podcast. We want to thank once more Restream.io for sponsoring the show today. We are live on Twitch. We love you, Twitch. Please don't ban us for Twitch. DLive, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope all at the same time right now using the power of Restream. Link in our bio if you want to get $10 off your first month, or you can use code DROP25, DROP25, no space, DROP25, no space on Restream.io. Get 25% off. You can stream to every platform at the same time. Twitch having all the power, you need to do what you can do, what's in your power, which is stream to every platform. These platforms could go total a-hole on you, go total corporate on you, could ban you at any moment, or it could close down like Mixer just did. So why not stream on every platform so you can retake as much of your power as you can? That's why we love Restream. And also they pay us money, so thank you for the money. We'll see you in the next episode of the Digital Drop Podcast. Keep going. Don't get too discouraged, and don't get caught up in conspiracy theories on this one, okay? We really don't know what the hell is going on. It's all speculation. Adios.